What's good, Commanders fans? And it is another training camp day and the burgundy and gold scrimmage intra squad scrimmage. They even made t-shirts for this. That's how intense they tried to make it. A lot of guys talking trash. Mikey was talking trash yesterday. Some other guys were talking trash. Jaden talking trash. So it was just good to see some competition. They may have planned it before that preseason game. I do think a lot of it is because of just this large gap that we have. We don't play again until Monday. We played on Friday night. That is a long time. They have the off day tomorrow too. Excuse me. So it's just a lot of time in between games, even if it is the preseason. I don't like that they have this large gap in between games. So I do think this is a good idea. Dan Quinn also said this is a good opportunity to see some of the coaches, the assistant coaches, the offensive coordinators, quarterback coaches, and coaches like that step up and call plays. So that is good to see. Like Cliff is going to call plays. I think Brian Johnson was calling plays, Tavita Pritchard, and then there's another guy on staff that was like highly touted last year that was potentially going to be poached by other teams. Forgot the young man's name, but I heard Brian Johnson did a heck of a job calling plays today. The gold team, they were wearing white jerseys, but they were called the gold team. They won basically the second string offense won the day. They won 14-0. This was Jaden Daniels, one of his worst practices, if not worse. Ben Standing said it was rough out there. Linnell said it was rough out there for Jaden Daniels on the offense. Ben Standing said the guys just weren't getting open. That's one thing too. But you don't have Terry, of course. You don't have Noah Brown. You don't have two of your starting guards. Brandon Coleman was out. Sam Cosme's out with the injury, with the ACL injury. So it's tough. Tough. Von Miller welcomed Josh Connolly to the league per JP Finlay. So, and then Linnell also said a big part of JD's game, of course, is running. And that would certainly help him when you have guys just not getting open. When you don't have your number one or your number two or third option in Noah Brown, he's your third option now. Debo's your second option. But when you don't have your number one and your number three, and Noah Brown was a big part of the offense last year, it hurts you. And Chris Moore is a guy who's dropping passes a lot. Jalen Lane dropped a pass from Jaden Daniels, where Jaden Daniels made a nice pass. So when you just don't, and then Luke McCaffrey, he struggles to get open sometimes. It's just tough, man. It's just tough, and that's why they need Terry really, 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 really bad. We need him back really, really bad. And to get to that, yes, I think that's a positive sign that Terry was talking to Adam Peters without his agent there. I know the body language wasn't great, and there's a lot of lip readers out there. Shout out to Pedro. He said that Terry said I was going to reach out to you. It did look like that, but the body language wasn't terrible, but it didn't look peachy creamy. I guess I'll just say that. It looked like they may not even been talking about the contract, but they clearly probably were talking about it at some point, maybe even before they walked out to practice. Excuse me, to the practice field. But it was good to see Terry without Buddy Baker there. He did have his hood on, NBA young boy style, or just style incognito out there. And some of the media beat reporters, they called him out there, and there's just no way he would not be seen. So I guess he had his hoodie up because he was trying to stay cool. And he did walk over to the burgundy side, which was the starters for the practice. So, but I think it's a positive side. The reason why I say it's positive is because you're not going to see that with Michael Parsons and Jared Jones and Stephen Jones. You're just not going to see that. You didn't see that with a lot of guys that eventually got traded, or even guys that were in tough situations. You just didn't see that. You still have not seen something like that with Trey Hendrickson. Myles Garrett did it when there was really no training camp or anything like that. When he made his trade request, it was right during Super Bowl time and whatnot, stuff time like that. So there was no mini camp or OTAs or anything like that he could hold out. But I think it's a positive sign that they're just having conversations. The fact that they're having conversations, because of the Eastern Motors commercial shoot, he said they haven't talked in weeks, So obviously they got to talk because they're in the same building and practice is starting, and we got a game in a couple weeks, less than a month. We got a real game against the Giants. So, but I think it's a positive sign that they are having conversations. And like I said, they're not like, the body language wasn't like they were just arguing or anything like that, to say that as well. I will say that. And some people will say it's a nothing burger. It didn't positive or negative or anything like that. But I do think it's a good thing that they were talking. And they could have been talking about anything going on in the world, but I think it's a positive sign that they were talking. That's all I'm going to say on that. I know Jeremy Fowler was on Rio's podcast, and he said that the relationship has been fractured, which it probably has been. This is a tough situation here, and they're negotiating or going back and forth. There's been a trade request. He's out with the phony ankle injury. So, yes, the relationship has been fractured. And reportedly, Adam Peters lowballed him with a $25 million offer, when I think Terry definitely is deserving of at least 28. You know, at the least, I think 28 is fair. I think 29 and 30. I think 30 is fair. I think 30 really is where they should come to an agreement at. But I think, once again, I think it's positive they're talking, looking each other in the eye, and having a conversation. So I think that is a positive sign. All right, so let's get to the scrimmage here. I think the most important thing out of the day really was that cameo of about 19 seconds that we saw. Like the scrimmage, you know, apparently they couldn't run the ball either. The first team lost 14-0, so that's not a good thing either. Chris Rodriguez had a good day. Apparently Demetric Felton had a good day. Chris Rodriguez ran for a touchdown. Candy Wall says gold team touchdown, Sam Hartman to Demetric Felton, first touchdown of the day. Well, I'm down the field a bit, so it looked like a touchdown. David Harrison on that end can tell us. Chris Russell also said Demetric Felton has some speed to turn edge, as I think everyone has seen, just got everyone going with a touchdown run. Moises Linares says Demetric Felton with a couple of plays that have made look good. Not a name we mentioned a lot, but the goal here is to at least make the practice squad. And he definitely will, man. He had a good run in the game on Friday night, too. Like a 20-yard run where he almost got into the end zone. Mikey blew up Luke McCaffrey on a pass on the middle. Luke did catch it, but Mikey blew him up as well. Debo with a sick release off the line versus Mikey. JD5 with an overthrow. Frankie Louvu apparently got 2 sacks per Ben Standing today. JD5 to Osborne on a slot fade beat Marshawn Lattimore off the release. So it's good to see that KJ Osborne caught the football. Linnell says nice job by Trey Amos turning and running with Lane. Beautiful ball from JD5. Lane has to get this. So Jalen Lane dropped that pass there. There was a scuffle between Noah I and the white squad after Noah popped Chris Rodriguez. Several coaches had to get involved. Bobby Wagner said, y'all getting y'all butts kicked. Frankie Louvu said, that's your teammate. So we had a little scuffle there. And I knew that was going to happen with this intra-squad scrimmage, this burgundy and gold scrimmage that they had today. I was surprised Marshawn Lattimore was not in the middle of a fight today. That's what I thought was going to happen. And then there's a picture of JD5 as well talking to Terry McLaurin on the sideline too. And it looks like Jaden may have been a little frustrated, not with Terry, but just, everything that's going on right now, and he struggled today. So he needs this guy out there. He needs his number one receiver. We need him out there really bad. John Collins says the goal defense looked good, applied plenty of pressure. Dorrance Armstrong with some heat through the middle. Cornerbacks covered well. Von Miller with one pass to Fentz when he dropped into coverage on a 4th down to throw to Zach Ertz. Miller knocked the ball away. So Von Miller had a good day, man. I love that. And he's dropping back in coverage too. Sometimes you don't really want to see your main pass rusher drop back in coverage, but if he has that versatility where he can get out there and make a play, man, so be it, JCM did not participate in the scrimmage today, had a shoulder issue from the preseason opener, nothing big, just precaution. Chris Rodriguez had a nice outing, also sustained a block at the goal line on a Hartman scramble for a touchdown. So it looks like Sam Hartman had a bounce back day today, so that's good for him. Hopefully he can show up on the Monday night preseason game against the Bengals and play better than what he did. And like I said, Sam Hartman didn't have a bad day in my opinion. I just think there was a lot of drops. Some of it was on him, but a lot of it was the drops too. Sam Cosmi, of course, did not participate in today's scrimmage. He won't for the foreseeable future, as we know. Brandon Coleman did not participate. Noah Brown did not participate. Terry, of course. Marcus Mariota. Jordan McGee, once again. Javonte John Baptiste out again. John Jones out. And Bobby Price out with the concussion. So those are the guys that did not participate. Candy Wall said that Tyler Owens was not out there today, too. So that's something to monitor and look at. So that is interesting. I didn't see him get hurt on the game on Friday night, but it looks like he did not participate. We got a good amount of days to go before Monday night, though. John Collins says player who will get more playing time on defense this season, safety Jeremy Reeves. He had a strong summer. I heard Jeremy Reeves made a nice play today, slowing down the run game. Grant Paulson also said good on good, second series. Mikey Sanders still tight coverage, pass breakup on KJ Osborne from Jaden Daniels. So Mikey had a good day today too. Daniels incomplete in the middle of the field on the next play, and then Daniels to McCaffrey on crosser for 11-yard catch, watch and run. Massive hit by Mikey Sanders still. Luke slow to get up, but he's okay. And then Daniels incomplete to Zach Ertz. Will Harris great in coverage. So Will Harris making a play out there too. So it's good to see Will Harris making a play. So, but all right, 11-11 scrimmage. B-Rob lost one. Reed playing the backfield. Bobby Wagner. Deron Payne got a sack on Jaden Daniels before he could check it to Austin Eckler. So yeah, I heard the offensive line was getting their butts kicked today too, as well. So the defense won the day for today, and yeah, we just need our guy back out there, man. We need our guy for sure. We need our guy, and the depth of the wide receiver spot is very, 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 very shaky. And Noah Brown is a guy that has missed multiple games in his career. He was barely able to make it through OTAs. Was carted off the field in OTAs. And then he got hurt last year. He got hurt the year before with the Texans. So it's just not a lot of reliable guys on the roster at the wide receiver spot. So, but aren't you guys, as always, you guys let me know what you guys think. I will be at the Orioles game tonight. They are playing the Mariners, so let me know if you guys are going to be there. I may see you guys, whoever's going. I highly doubt a lot of you guys going to a Baltimore Orioles game, but it should be a good time there. So, all right, you guys, as always, Health Commanders. Peace.